It's week 1 of the 2024 season, where we'll see two of the NFL's oldest and most storied franchises. It's the Packers and the Eagles, and it's coming up next on Madden NFL 25.
It's the fourth country to become part of the NFL's International Series, as our coverage of the NFL brings us to Sao Paulo, Brazil. Joined, as always, by Brock Heward up in the booth. I'm Kate Scott, and tonight, we're going to see the pros battle through a heavy downpour. This could be a contest, Brock, where the team with fewer miscues because of this weather is the team that walks out of here with a win.
Yeah, I'll co-sign on that. I think that's great analysis. This is also a game as a player where you do have to flush the circumstances. You got to be aware of the wetness. You got to be aware of your gloves, your hands, everything else.
Yeah.
But you can't let it just be your sole focus, right? You've got to have the...
We're playing under the lights and some heavy rain here tonight. And away we go, here in Sao Paulo. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. So here come the Eagles for their opening drive. They're led out by a QB coming into his 5th NFL season out of Oklahoma. It's Jalen Hurts.
It's the dawn of a new season, Kate, with all the promise in the world ahead of he and his squad. And this is where all that off-season planning, the reps in camp, the sweat, the blood, the tears come into play. And you really don't want to stumble out the gate. You want to be the horse who jumps to the front right away and let everybody try to chase you down.
And he's able to push this ahead to around the 27. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 27. Taken in by Smith. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Hurts now from the gun. Completes this one to Jahan Dotson. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Hurts throwing again. Has a man, it's Brown. And this one doesn't go far. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. Trying to get in with the option here. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
It's results like that that drive coordinators nuts. Premature balding, gray, wrinkles, all of it, Kate. You call something conservative. The last thing you're thinking is you're going to lose yards on a 3rd and 1 run.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And no chance at a return as this one heads across the sideline at the 25-yard line. So now it's the Packers getting out on offense for their opening drive. Bringing them out, someone who wowed last year in his first chance as a starter, Jordan Love.
I really think this is one of those moments where every starting quarterback in the opening, right? Week 1, all has a sense of gratitude. All has a smile on their face. You're one of 32 guys on the planet that get to start an NFL season, and you want to make the most of that chance.
He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Avante Maddox up for that tackle. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Going run again with Jacobs. And working a couple of yards past the line. C.J. Gardner-Johnson there on the tackle. Just a couple on the pickup there, so back-to-back runs leave him with a 3rd and 8. Love from the gun. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he's going to run for it. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Putting a receiver in motion. First down throw. Here's Love. This finds Dobbs. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with first and goal.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's first and goal. From the red zone now. And he will score. Touchdown, Green Bay! The Packers get a perfect start. They've gone up 6-0. It's a Romeo Dobbs touchdown. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
That one right down the middle. And the Packers take a 7-0 lead as he starts this year 1-for-1. The Packers about set to kick this one away, and away we go again. Has this at the 6. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Eagles about set to get going for their second drive. Their first drive of the season, an uneventful one, led to a punch, so they'll try to get some new season magic going here on their second drive. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
On second down, here's Barkley. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Devon Bullard bringing that play to an end. It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Flushed out of the pocket. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
The Eagles are in punt formation. Keyshawn Nixon returning this for the Packers. And he drives this into the pouring rain. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Officially a 55-yard launch. And the Packers will take over possession. Packers taking the field now. Their second series of the game coming up. They're 1-for-1 so far to begin the new NFL season. Touchdown on their opening drive. Let's see if they have 2 for 2 in them. And he gets him around 6 there. Avonte Maddox up for that tackle. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Takes the handoff, now Love. This is on target to Christian Watson. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing, Love. That's into the hands of Dobbs. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute it.
That's reeled in by Jaden Reed. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a pickup of 26. And it'll be 1st down, Packers.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
1st down from the red zone. The throw is caught. And this is down all the way to the 3.
You'll often hear it said, in my life experience, it's true, the NFL is a game of matchups, so much more than any level. And these tight ends, we see it time and again, are such a matchup nightmare down the field.
And he will score! Touchdown, Green Bay! The Packers get another 6 to make this a 13-0 game. It's a Romeo Doubs touchdown, his second scoring catch of the game. A quick second score for him, Brock, already, and we aren't even out of this opening quarter yet.
I think I just saw that D coordinator rip up his game plan down on the sidelines, because you got to find some new resources here. You got to dedicate more bodies, more physicality to this playmaker, because we know in this league, when you get a guy going like this, they're going to go to him until you stop him.
Kickoff taken at the 3. He stopped on the return at the 27. Philadelphia's offense back out for another drive. And they're hoping they can keep the punter off the field this time around, Brock, after he's been called upon each of their first 2 possessions. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Hurts. He's got Smith. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Barkley trying this up the gut. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. 3rd and a lone yard coming up. Throwing here, Hurts. Complete beyond the marker. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
They're running the option, short side. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Jair Alexander with the stop.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss, some really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Hurts. He rolls to his right, and they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
This defense just coming to life before our eyes, Kate, taking advantage of the situation they're in. Just feel their creativity. Right, when you get a lead like this, it just allows you to be a little looser, to play a little bit faster, and to continue to make an impact that time with a sack.
Braden Mann on the punt. And he's had a very busy game already, Brock. 3rd time they've called on him as he gets this away. And the fair catch secured here at the 16. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Packers are going to have a long football field ahead of them on this drive. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Play fake, it's Love. Reed's got it. And he's able to get across the 25 before stepping out.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Finds him over the middle. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. That's Reed on a slant. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. They'll come up 1st and 10. Loves to throw again. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. From the gun, it's a give to Jacobs. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's good for a Green Bay first down. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Thrown on first down, Love. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
On second down, Jacobs. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. That's the long-tenured Brandon Graham with the stop. A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Love out of the shotgun. Looking for a target. That's caught for the first. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
On 1st and 10, here's Love. That's to the sideline, and it's a catch by Watson. And he goes out approaching that 10-yard line. They're now set for 1st and 10. Now a toss. This is Jacobs. And this is brought to a halt pretty early at about the 8. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. Shotgun now for Love. Has it in close. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop.
Okay, one thing I learned from the late great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the...
And he carries it in for the touchdown. The Packers take a 20-zip lead. Jordan Love, the touchdown. His 3rd total score this game. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain, he did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
The Packers about set to kick this one away, and away we go again. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Eagles ready to set up shop on offense. And it's not good, Brock, when you're discussing their punter as one of your early game MVPs, but they just haven't been able to get anything going so far.
No, you'll hear some old school coaches, especially defensive-minded coaches, Kate, and they'll say, hey, man, there's nothing wrong with the drive ending with a kick, right? As a quarterback and as an offense, maybe that was the way you played the game back in the day, but not modern football. You've got to go score.
It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's a Philadelphia first down. They'll go from the gun with Barkley. Jukes one defender. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Edger and Cooper there to make the stop. That's the rookie from Texas A&M who took him down. Running back sent in motion. From the pistol, Hurts. Finds a man right side. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
First and 10, here's Hurts. That's caught, it's Saquon Barkley. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
One's complete right side. And he's brought down for a loss. That's the end of one, and yikes, things looking a little out of hand already. The Packers on top early. More from this one right after this. Ready now for our second quarter. The Eagles have the football. They're moving it well, but now face a 3rd and short. Hurts throwing again. Looking right, and he finds him. And he's going to go out of bounds just short of that red zone. That one ends up a gain of 6. And that's a Philadelphia first down. Hurts now from the gun. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Brought in right side. And he gets this down inside the red zone before going out. So now here's 3rd and 5. They kick the running back in motion. Hurts with it on 3rd and short. He's on the move. He's running for it. And the ground game works for the touchdown. The Eagles fighting back and shaving 6 off that lead. Jalen Hurts with the touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Green Bay offense about to get started once more. And eventually, Brock, one of their drives is going to fail to reach that end zone. But through 3 possessions so far, they have been perfect.
Yeah, and in order for that to happen, somebody somewhere on this defense has got to rise to the occasion.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Shotgun give now to Jacobs. Has good room at the 35. Reaches the 40. At the 20. That's a Green Bay touchdown. The Packers make it a 3-possession game. It's a Josh Jacobs touchdown. Wow, just sensational speed from the back that time, Brock. He found a seam, got through it, and he was gone.
You know, it's one thing, Kate, to have singles hitters, right? And you love those, and you appreciate guys that can get on base. But it's the home run hitters that are the difference makers, and what a big-time effort.
That one splits the uprights. And the Packers stretch their lead to 21. The Packers about set to kick this one away, and away we go again. Brings in the kick at the 9. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. The Eagles about set to go on offense. They're down 21 now after that last score, and in need of a comeback as we work through this game. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Hurts setting up to throw. That's incomplete left side.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Hurts trying again on second down. And he won't get it there. Defender finds a throw and breaks it up. Was Devontae Smith the intended receiver? So now it's going to be 3rd and long. A play fake, now Hurts to throw. Bails out of the pocket quick. He can run it. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Second down now, 7 to go. Straight ahead, here's Barkley. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. A 9-yard gain and good for a first down.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the first down, just get to a manageable third down, but instead they move the chains, and that is one disheartening look on that defense.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he ranges forward to the 31 before they bring him down. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1. Backfield is empty as they motion him outright. Flushed out of the pocket. Now he takes it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 28 out of that play. And now they have a 1st and goal.
Obviously, a defense wants to take away all the reads and prevent any kind of big throw for the first down. Fine. Well, this QB, he'll just lower his head and gash the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game.
Option play headed right on 1st and goal. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
And he's in for the touchdown. The Eagles fighting back and shaving 6 off that lead. Jalen Hurts with the touchdown. Well, we all knew somebody was running with it there, and when the defender started flowing towards the back, he made the right call that he would be the one to run it in.
Yeah, he sure did. I think if he hands that off, this play does not end in a touchdown, but in a collision for his running back.
Yeah.
So not only is that running back thanking his quarterback, the rest of the guys are celebrating for that decision.
That one right down the middle. And the Eagles get it back to a 14-point game. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. He fields it from the 8. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Packers and Josh Jacobs about set to go on offense. They get that big old marker out, cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. Jacobs gets it to start the drive. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Big Jordan Davis getting there for the tackle. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Love from the gun. He's going deep. Really pushing the envelope on 2nd down, but the deep shot doesn't work. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Here's Love to throw. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off by C.J. Gardner-Johnson. He steps in front and picks it off. Looked like he missed the spot there, partner. Maybe because he threw it on the run?
Yeah, I think that's exactly the case, Kate. You know, you get set in the pocket. This game is fast anyway. Things are flying, but once you get on the run, it is a whole nother speed and really becomes advantage defense as they take it away.
Philadelphia getting ready to go on offense. And the turnover puts them right back out there. Just a few plays since they scored that touchdown.
Well, they didn't get much time to rest, but guess what, Kate? That defense didn't get much time to rest either. Now you can go in attack mode while they're still shaking off that last touchdown. Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. An even 20 yards on the play, and it awards them with a 1st and goal. Short side option here. He's running left. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Situational football. Looking at 1st and goal, these defenses know what's coming at them. More often than not, a run play. It really is better to throw the ball unless you've got a way to disguise the run, and there was no disguising on that one.
And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Shotgun snap for Hurts. And he has it in the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. It's a Devontae Smith touchdown. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. It's Keyshawn Nixon with the return. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Packers all set to get back out there. And in a high-scoring game to this point, everyone anticipating, well, even more points as they take the field. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. This finds Dobbs. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. 2nd and 3 now. Handoff here to Jacobs. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to 1st down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on 3rd and short.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
1st down throw. Here's Love. That's into the hands of Dobbs. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. On the handoff, here's Jacobs. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. With Kobe Dean in on the tackle. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. They stick with Jacobs. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They got 2 yards there. That leaves him with 3rd down and 5. To the air with Love. Dumps it off to his running back. And they get this down to the 28. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And it'll be 1st down Packers.
This dude just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that 1st down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. Handoff running left, Jacobs. And he's brought down for a loss.
We take a break from his regularly scheduled programming of pass coverage duties to see him adding a little contribution in the run support. And his teammates, you can just see the body language. Little nod, little grin. They'll welcome the reinforcements every time.
Only a yard from that time, so now 3rd and 9. Love now. Complete beyond the mark. They catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They got 24 yards on the play, and that gives them first and goal.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
This offense in position now. It's first and goal. Dillon takes it in. Touchdown, Green Bay. The Packers take a 13-point lead. A.J. Dillon, the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
They're out to try and tack on the extra point. Got a good plant in the rain there. The extra point flies through. And the Packers double their lead to 14. The Packers about set to kick this one away, and away we go again. This return starts at the 5. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And he manages the 35 before they can stop him. The Eagles and Saquon Barkley ready to take over once again. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. First down, a run with Barkley. He's got a gain of 6 there. That was Xavier McKinney that time with the tackle. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4. Option play. They give it to Barkley. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
Finds him over the middle. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. On first down, Hurts. That pass caught by Johnson. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. They have themselves another 1st and 10. They'll send him over right. Taps it quick to the receiver coming across. And he's able to push this down to the 12. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2. So we're at the 2-minute warning here from Brazil. It's the Eagles, who only need a couple on 2nd and 2. Running back sent in motion. Hurts to throw. This throw is caught. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. 4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Keeping it on an option to the right. And he's in. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles make it a 1-score game before halftime. Jalen Hurts with a touchdown. His 3rd of the game on the ground. And 3 first-half rushing touchdowns for him now, Brock. He's shouldering the load for him in scoring, no doubt. But we also have to keep in mind he's very close to what could be tying or even breaking the single-game record for a QB. Point after added on by Elliott. And the Eagles chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. Just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Nixon now to return it. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Packers and receiver Jaden Reed set to take over once again. And they've had a real connection looking his way in our opening half. Seems pretty clear that he's the one the coverage is going to have to adjust to and start slowing down. On 1st and 10, here's Love. Cut by Jacobs. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Avonte Maddox up for that tackle. 2nd down now, 7 to go. Play fake, it's Love. Couldn't connect right side, it's incomplete.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you've got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
Bails out of the pocket, trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. Hunter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Eagles and quarterback Jalen Hurts ready to go once more on offense. And you want your quarterback to, number 1, find ways to score for your offense. You always tell me that, Brock. But also, he's done it more than just through the air for them. That last drive, a notable touchdown for him on the ground for the season. He beams one deep right. He's got it inside the 25. One of the game's biggest plays right there as they get the markers reset.
Speaks to this guy's talent as just an all-around difference maker, playmaker. We see him line up as a receiver, and we don't even bat an eye, Kate. And we don't really bat an eye when he makes that kind of play either. This guy's just different, built for the moment.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. 1st and 10, here's Hurts. Throwing quickly, but it's incomplete.
I think you're seeing why they like this guy in coverage, man. He reacts well to throws and is so adept in breaking up passes right through contact or before they ever reach the target.
2nd down, Hurts throwing again. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's got it inside the 15 before going out.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative when the best of them make it look oh so easy.
And he scores! It's a Philadelphia touchdown! The Eagles earn the chance to tie before halftime. It's a Devontae Smith touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
Extra point up and good by Elliott. And the Eagles tie this game 35 apiece. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Starting from the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. But we've already seen some nice plays here, and we're going to see plenty more before this game ends. But you might be thinking, with plays like that, my guys' ratings should be better. Well, you're not alone. You got a chance to let the Madden ratings hotline know just what you're thinking. Give them a call, 1-844-MADDEN-1, and make your case for who should get a boost. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Shotgun now for Love. Short pass brought in. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. It was Reed Blankenship making the stop. Throwing his Love on 3rd. He throws a bullet down the right sideline. And this is going to be incomplete. Great looking catch, but he lost track of that sideline and went out of bounds. We've got 4th down.
I'll tell you what, you give him another foot of space, and he's going to bring that in for a nice gain. The throw, it just didn't give him enough real estate to establish possession before he hit the sideline.
And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Eagles headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And he sure has put on that chef's hat to dice up their defense early in this one. Quite the appetizer that he's prepared to what could be a great overall performance. First down throwing for Hurts. This one finds Goddard. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Philadelphia going to spend its second timeout. After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. Hurts now from the gun. Escapes the pocket. He's stepping up and takes off with this one. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. And this one falls incomplete, so we're down to 4 seconds, and we'd assume our final snap. One last play before the break. Throwing it just before halftime. Throwing for the end zone. And somehow they've reached the end zone with no time remaining in the half. So late in the half, Brock, why not take a shot downfield? And their prayers are answered as they come up with that late touchdown.
You know, this is just a case of who wants it more. If you're in that secondary, all you're thinking is knock the ball down.
Yeah.
Even if you make some contact, right? They rarely call pass interference on plays like that. But somehow, some way, the ball winds up as a touchdown.
Elliott on now to attempt the point after. And his kick is good. What an ending to our opening half as they take the lead. We have reached halftime. Already a full game's worth of excitement in just 2 quarters. Now we'll toss things to Jonathan Coachman in our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got?
All right, Kate, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Brock in just a moment. But first, let's give everybody a look at what's coming up later this weekend around the NFL. One of the best of the early games, we'll highlight it there. The Giants in for a stern test at home at MetLife Stadium as they'll get set to tangle with the Minnesota Vikings. Then in the 4 Eastern window, it'll be a later than usual start in Cleveland, where it'll be the Browns taking on the Dallas Cowboys. And finally, on the season premiere of Monday Night Football, take 2 for Aaron Rodgers, the Jets and Niners from Santa Clara. We just watched a fine first half out of the mobile quarterback, that's Jalen Hurts. He's over 300 yards passing already as he's looking to possibly put his name in the record book. Both of these offenses had their share of high points in that first half. Each team had some big moments, and it would seem this could turn out to be a game where the last score wins.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our 3rd quarter. This return starts at the 5. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Here's the Packer offense headed out to start the 3rd quarter. All their scoring has kept them close, but they still find themselves trailing by just a little in this 3rd quarter. Thrown on first down, Love. Taken in by Dobbs. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he'll get them enough for a first down. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. And he'll get it up to the 44. 2nd and 6 coming up here. A give to Jacobs on the inside handoff. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Devin White hauls him down. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. Turning to Jacobs on third. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
Tight end in motion left. Going to the ground again on first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 22 on that one. And that's good for a Green Bay first down.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the second level and beyond.
Man in motion here. Takes the handoff, now Love. That'll be complete to Jacobs.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. When one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Looking for his wide receiver there. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Throwing now, off play action. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
You're going to go play action, Kate. You've got to sell, sell, sell. If you don't convince that defense you're running it, or if it's a situation where you never run the ball, you really do leave your quarterback dead in the water, vulnerable against a defense who will storm right past that fake and right into that pocket. You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Has this at the 6. He's got a lane up past the 30. The home team's ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had a pretty darn good game. Ball at the 33 for first down. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. Jukes out a one-stop. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
They go to Barkley again. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Buys time, rolling right. Oh, look at this, here he goes. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
That's one of those occasions when you're sitting in the pocket and you're just looking for that escape valve. And then when you get it, you get space to run, and you get a first down, that's a big bonus for the quarterback.
That pass complete to Goddard. And he takes it inside the 35 before heading out. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
They kick the running back in motion. From the pistol, Hurts. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete.
You know, there's not a lot of tight ends who are true weapons this far down the field. Not a lot of cover guys who can match up with him in terms of size. They tried to get it to him in a spot where he could win it. No connection to be made. Can't cover it much better than that really well-covered Kate on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And add 3 to their lead as it extends to 7.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
And look at this return. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35. The Packers back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. Their first drive of the new campaign netted a field goal. Now let's see if they can bump that up to a touchdown on drive number 2. Able to get it to Reed. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Running on first here with Jacobs. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Milton Williams making the stop. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Love out of the shotgun. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
That's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
Returning it from the 4. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The home teams are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Goddard makes the catch. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
From the 33 on 2nd down. Completed over the middle. And he'll get it up to the 44. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down. Hurts. That's complete. Here's Brown. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
As a play caller, Kate, I would always be a little cautious of a 1st down draw. I like it better when that defense is anticipating pass. Well, they were only anticipating getting the backfield and making that running back feel the pain.
Hauled in by Goddard, left side. And he's out of bounds after getting this one to the opposing 45-yard line. And the Packers at a 50-B out there for this 3rd down play. Throwing here, Hurts. Flushed out of the pocket. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the 1st down.
On 1st down, Hurts. Cut out left. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
2nd and 3. Barkley's got it. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. 1st and 10. Here's Hurts. That's into the hands of Barkley. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Brought down by Quay Walker. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Motioning left is their running back. Hurts throwing again. Pass caught, 9-yard line. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. They're going to run with Barkley. And he drives forward for a little, maybe to the 7. He'll get 3, but much work left for him on 2nd and goal. Back to throw, Hurts. Pass it down close. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
Gainwell. And the defense was ready. They got him at the line. Nothing on that play, and now it's 4th and goal from the 2.
Well, this defense has risen to the occasion, and now, Kate, they put this offense in the unenviable position of deciding what to do on 4th and goal.
3 plays haven't gotten it done. Now a 4th to try to reach that end zone. And it's going to be incomplete. Couldn't connect to extend the drive. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
On 1st and 10, here's Love. And that was just a little bit too low to be brought in. Not on the same page with his tight end. So that brings up 2nd down. Throwing again from their own end zone now. Into traffic, complete. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Devin White hauls him down. Not a good spot to punt from. They really want to convert here on 3rd. Complete beyond the marker. And he reaches the 17-yard line as he's hauled down. That's a pickup of 9. And it'll be 1st down, Packers. Jacobs running behind center. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Josh Sweat making the stop. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Going run again with Jacobs. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Shotgun now for Love. That's caught for the 1st. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Love from the gun. He's on the move. He's keeping it. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play. And denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a third down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next third down coming.
To the left and hauled in by Likely. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. They've got first down from the 31. Here's Love. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that's good for a Green Bay first down. We've reached the end of 3 in our Week 1 opener. It's Packers football, and they know what they need to do, trailing here in the 4th. Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Throwing, Love. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. They've got a man in motion. Jacobs gets it on the draw. And he has this one down to the 8-yard line.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 2. This one's caught. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. A gain of 5, Brock, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
Hey, Kate, they don't rightly care who it's going to go to in that situation. All they really care about are the results on 3rd down. And that's exactly the result they needed, enough to keep this.
And he gets in, touchdown! The Packers take a 4th quarter lead. It's a Josh Jacobs touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
That one splits the uprights. And the Packers push their lead to 3. The Packers about set to kick this one away, and away we go again. Here's a return from the 7. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. It's an option right that begins this drive. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3.
I can promise you, that's not what it looked like on the practice field, nor on the whiteboard. Typically, QB run is going to net you a whole lot more yardage than that. But let's give some credit. Strong effort by that defensive front who contained a play that typically goes for a whole lot more.
And he's going to be marked down a yard shy of that marker. 3rd and a lone yard coming up. Barkley on the shotgun handoff. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on the broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
First down throwing for Hurts. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And right there's the danger, Kate, when you put the ball in the air. How many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't. They call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with a sack.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Trying again following the sack. This one finds Goddard. And defenders arriving in support to finish him off at the line. So a really tough spot here. This is 3rd and a country mile. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Able to get it to Barkley. And he's officially in enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And he's there to make the fair catch right at the 10-yard line. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And they've got a long field ahead of them to begin this drive. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Takes the handoff, now Love. And they take him down at the 24-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And it'll be 1st down, Packers. Love out of the shotgun. He's got Watson. Has some daylight through the 40. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And that's good for a Green Bay 1st down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Love now to throw. And he reaches midfield and starts driving into Eagles territory.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Thrown on 1st down, Love. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. 1st down throw, here's Love. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And it'll be 1st down, Packers. From the gun, it's a give to Jacobs. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. Love looking to pass. They did it! He made the interception! Picked off by C.J. Gardner-Johnson. There are costly interceptions, Brock, and then there are interceptions inside the red zone in the 2nd half of a 1-score game.
And if there is ever a time where ball security is paramount, it is right now. They made a great play. Don't get me wrong. They deserve a ton of credit right there. But as a quarterback, you cannot risk a turnover. It's touchdown, it's check down, it's throw the ball away. You're literally throwing points away with that pick.
On 1st down, Hurts. This finds Smith. And he'll be brought down along the 25-yard line.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
Running back sent in motion. From the pistol, Hurts. Well, his first real mistake, that's intercepted. J.C. Jackson with the pick. And the Packers will take over as he records his first interception of our season. Well, Brock, if you like defense, you are loving what you're seeing right now. Consecutive drives that have ended in interceptions. It's become a real defensive battle.
Well, let's see here, Kate. We got one, we got two. Do I hear a third interception in a row? I'll tell you this right now. These defenders, they are squashing that thought. The defenders are offensive guys with bad hands because they're making it happen, taking the ball away.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Play fake, it's Love. Bails out of... Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Final quarter, this quarterback's just feeling the need to do a little extra, try to make something happen outside the pocket. The problem? Defense wouldn't let them. They have that same kind of urgency. They want to make some plays of their own before they hit the showers, and they got one right there with that sack.
And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. And the Birds bring out the nickel look. 3rd down coming up. They stick with Jacobs. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
So for the 3rd time tonight, they're going to bring him out for a field goal try. This one from 47 yards away. Tracking for it, and it's good! And now their lead will push out beyond a field goal.
So after that make, a field goal won't cost them a lead, but a touchdown still ties it, or likely probably puts them down a point. Okay, this is one of those moments where the defense now has clarity. They know what the stakes are and what they have to defend.
And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The home teams and this running back headed back out for a new series. And those legs must be tired, but he ain't stopping, Brock. Not with the type of game that he's been having for himself on the ground. They'll go from the gun with Barkley. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Hurts setting up to throw. Finds him over the middle. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. Running right, it's Barkley. And it's a rare defensive win on the ground. He's caught at the line. They stop him just short and force a 4th and 1.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
They'll send out the punting unit. And this is going to be his 4th effort tonight. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And a sure-handed play there in the rain. He brings in the fair catch without a problem. So no return on that punt. And it's going to be their football coming up. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here's Love to throw. Completed over the middle. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Big play to begin the drive. That's up to the 37. Shotgun give now to Jacobs. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
From the 39. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Target that time, Jaden Reed. And now they're going to face 3rd down. Shotgun now for Love. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he's going to get past the 40 before he goes out. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. On the handoff, here's Jacobs. And they're going to stop him after he runs it inside the 35. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. They're going play action. This finds Downs. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. Pick up a 5 on that play. And that's good for a Green Bay first down. Takes the handoff, now to throw. And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete.
Hey, Kate, you know that line, time is of the essence? It certainly is in the pocket. Not enough time there to let that play develop down the field, and the two were not able to reel it in.
Handoff here to Jacobs. And that run very short, only getting to the 27. So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. He'll throw it. Watson with the catch. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And it'll be first down, Packers.
Hey, let's get those next-gen stats out here, Kate. See just how far he had to run between the snap of the football and when he finally got the throw. Did a beautiful job of settling down into zone coverage, even though it took him a whole lot of distance to get there.
A give to Jacobs on the inside handoff. And it's barely anything on that run, and we've reached the 2-minute warning. It's a gain of 3 for him, and that brings up 2nd and 7. Handoff running right, Jacobs. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Now just 4 seconds after our 2-minute warning, we've got another pause. Timeout taken by the defense. Looking to throw. Complete beyond the marker. Touchdown, Green Bay. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
So the Packers showing faith in their offense as they decide to go for 2.
The Packers will set up for the 2-point conversion.
He's throwing for it! And this is caught, so add a couple more to this lead they've got here in the 4th. Oh, it's a favorite of NFL teams and armchair quarterbacks alike, partner. The quick slant. It is so tough to defend that close to the goal line, and this time it works for 2.
It sure is. It's one of those plays that I think Bart Starr was running in the 60s, that slant route.
Whoa.
When you incorporate it with the threat of a fade as well, that's when it becomes so effective. But you get inside that DB, you show the quarterback your numbers, and it's almost automatic for a 2-point conversion.
The Packers about set to kick this one away, and away we go again. Return coming from the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now the Eagle offense headed back out to the field. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Hurts now from the gun. Looking right, and he finds him. And he's out of bounds, just a step short of the 40. Need to work as quick as you can here, Brock. 2 timeouts left, down 2 scores. It's first down. Dotson now in motion right. 1st and 10, here's Hurts. He completes it in traffic. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Hurts throwing again. And he can't escape. The Packers drop him. They need some extra time to think over third and long. We've got a timeout. To throw. He just throws this one away.
That was a situation where he got the time in the pocket he needed. There just wasn't anyone open to throw it to. It got to the point he had two choices as that clock is going off in his head. Force a throw and risk a pick, or just get rid of it and cut your losses on the play.
Getting out to his left. And he's short of the first after a mile gain. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Well, I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in four-down territory, down a couple scores here in the fourth. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
Out now runs the Packer offense. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays that followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
With the win in hand, they'll take the knee and let this clock run out. The Eagles decide to spend their third and final timeout. Lining up to take a knee on second down. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second. Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
They bring on the punt team, and they get this kick away. He's got it at the 24. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. So this is a Packers win, as they take the first ever victory awarded here in South America. And no doubt the trip home from Brazil going to be a joyous one before it's back to business prepping for week 2. That does it for another broadcast of the NFL on EA Sports. With my partner in the booth, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Packers are your winners as we say ciao from Sao Paulo.